The film begins with Jia meeting with Qinglong to inform him of Zhao Zhenyan, who is an imperial counselor that's plotting a rebellion against the emperor. Jia, an imperial unit who works closely with the emperor, and Qinglong, the commander of the Jinwei, which is a secret force within the Ming government. The Jinwei, composed of orphans trained in covert fighting and operations. Qinglong is tasked with retrieving a treasure box in the possession of Zhao, as it contains evidence of his treasoning. Qinglong requests the Imperial Seal, as the mission requires an official order from the Emperor himself. Jia shows it, and they fit the two pieces together, making the order legitimate. Qinglong then accepts the secret mission. Make sure you give this video a like if you want Qinglong to have a successful mission, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Meanwhile, at Zhao Zhenyan's residence, his family is preparing to leave, aware that they may be in danger. His wife urges him to flee with them, but he refuses, bounded to stay due to the contents of the treasure box. Unbeknownst to Zhao and his family, Qinglong and his men has already infiltrated the residence, swiftly and silently eliminating several guards. When he hears more guards approaching, Qinglong uses his mechanical device to propel himself up onto the wall, avoiding detection as the guards pass by. Hearing screams from within the estate, Zhao hurriedly sends his men to guide his wife and child to safety while he searches for the Jinwei intruders. Reaching the study, he finds Qinglong calmly waiting for him, sitting there without a care. Qinglong swiftly dispatches Zhao's guards with an array of concealed blades from his weapon box, then demands that Zhao surrender the imperial box. He defiantly declares that he would rather die than submit to a corrupted government. Left with no other option, Qinglong brings Zhao's child forward, pressing Zhao to reveal the location of the imperial box. Panicked and desperate to protect his son, Zhao hastily retrieves the box, but trips over a fallen body, accidentally spilling the contents that's inside. To Qinglong's shock, it contains the imperial seal, not evidence of Zhao's treasoning. In that moment, a volley of arrows suddenly rains into the room, slaughtering Zhao and Qinglong's men. Rushing to shield the child, Qinglong is stabbed in the chest by an assassin who seizes the seal. As the assassin departs, Qinglong sees his men have already been slayed. It's clear he has been betrayed. Meanwhile, in the Imperial dungeon, Jia has captured the two remaining Jinwei members. He reveals the traitor to be Zhang Wu, who has turned his back on the Jinwei and pledged his loyalty solely to Jia. To prove his loyalty, Zhang Wu is ordered to eliminate the remaining members. With chains embedded in his skin, one of the orphans launches a furious attack, but is quickly defeated, his movements hindered by the chains. Next is Bai Hu, calm and composed, his eyes still closed. Using swift reflexes, he catches the sword thrown to him by Zhang Wu. With the pain of the death of his group, Bai screams in anger and uses a sword to break himself free of the chain. Wow, Bai, you should have told your friend to do that so he wouldn't have been eliminated so easily. Good communication is key in a friendship. Unrestrained by chains, Bai Hu swiftly strikes, cutting down Zhang Wu with precision but not finishing him off. Seizing the moment, he brings down a pillar in the room, causing it to collapse onto Jia and his onlookers. Through the created bridge, he then leaps onto the fallen pillar, aiming to deliver a final blow to Jia. Suddenly, Doctor Strange's cape flies in, distracting Bai Hu. It belongs to a mysterious woman arriving to assist Jia. She precisely dodges Bai's strikes, using her cape to ensnare him and hurl him against the pillar. As she approaches, Bai tries to attack, only to be thrown off by her elusive movement, which resembles smoke drifting in the wind. With multiple versions of her appearing around him, he slashes, but only strikes the cape, missing her completely. Moving too fast for his eyes to follow, she strikes him from above, defeating him. Afterwards, she introduces herself as Toto, the adopted daughter of Prince King, sent by him to support Jia's mission. She informs Jia that Qinglong has escaped and assures him that she will eliminate him to prevent any further complications. Now, a fugitive, Qinglong cannot leave the city until his wounds are healed. He seeks assistance from the Justice Security Service. When he arrives, the owner informs him that the service is permanently closed due to heavy debt. Qinglong offers him some money up front and promises more if they safely transport him out of the city. Enticed by the offer, the owner quickly agrees, realizing it could be a substantial sum. I mean, they do have a lot of debt they owe. The next day, Qinglong hides in the same carriage that will transport the owner's daughter, Kia Hua, who is leaving for her arranged marriage. guard. As they approach the city's edge, they encounter a roadblock due to the warrant for Qinglong's arrest. A guard conducts a brief inspection, but he finds nothing suspicious and allows them through. As they venture further, they encounter a massive fallen tree blocking the path. That seems suspicious, but they rush to remove it, but are ambushed by bounty hunters seeking Qinglong. The hunters prepare to check the back of the carriage, suspecting he might be hiding inside. When they open the door, several men are struck by arrows, and Qinglong leaps down from the trees above. Surprise! As the bounty hunters use a Jinwei formation he had devised, he takes out the attackers with ease. However, from a distance, a crossbowman readies his shot. Kia Hua spots him and charges at the crossbowman, drawing Qinglong's attention just in time for him to throw a sword at another enemy. Qinglong then combines his efforts with Hua and her sword to eliminate the remaining attackers. Just when they thought it was all over, out of the coffin comes the Undertaker! No wait, just a nameless assassin. He uses his deadly spear to take out Qinglong, but misses his attack. Frustrated, he switches to Tiger Claw style, attacking the trees that have been just standing there minding their own business. He even reveals to everyone that who they've been helping is Qinglong. The assassin then attacks a horse that's just minding its own business. No animals were harmed in filming this movie, I hope. Tired of the assassin taking his anger out at animals, Qinglong lands some strong punches and finishes him off by choking him out. After discovering that Qinglong is part of the Jinwei, the owner declares that their business is concluded and refunds his money immediately. Determined to complete his mission, Qinglong takes Hua as hostage. They arrive at the Wild Geese Gate, where Qinglong is tracking one of the bounty hunters who ambushed them earlier, hoping to gather more information about Jia and his plan. As he surveys the area with his spyglass, he notices someone watching him in return. To avoid detection, they quickly retreat to a nearby tavern. Moments later, the individual who was observing him enters the room with his gang, the Sky Eagles. Seated across from Qinglong, the stranger challenges him to a fight, citing his renowned combat skills. He intends to defeat Qinglong before a coin stops spinning. The stranger introduces himself as Judge of the Desert. He then throws several kicks at Qinglong that he successfully catches. However, Judge then unleashes a secret arrow, which Qinglong dodges. Using this distract, Judge lands a kick on Qinglong, knocking him down just as the coin comes to a stop. Qinglong issues a challenge, claiming he will defeat Judge before the bowl stops spinning. He begins by hurling large vases at Judge, who effortlessly shatters them. Using this distraction, Qinglong lands a powerful kick, sending Judge crashing through a table. Quickly adapting to Judge's fighting style, Qinglong begins to use it against him. As both combatants prove evenly matched, Qinglong proposes an alliance to raid an outpost. Judge questions why he should trust Qinglong. In response, Qinglong draws his sword from the mechanical box and slides it through a nearby post with ease, declaring that if he fails this mission, he will take his own life as a consequence. Later that evening, Qinglong hands him his remaining money to Hua, telling her to go marry the man she was arranged to wed, as she is free to leave. This prompts Hua to shed a tear, having developed feelings for him during their time together. Qinglong's expression on his face reveals that he has also fallen for her. After saying his farewells, Qinglong heads to a nearby tavern for some drink. Suddenly, Toto attacks him with her metal whip, causing chaos and even breaking pillars in the establishment. Qinglong is forced to retreat up the stairs, waiting for the right moment to counterattack. He unleashes a series of sword strikes, but only hits her jack as Toto moves with an almost supernatural speed, resembling smoke. Unsure how to defeat her, Qinglong fires arrows to distract her while he makes a quick escape with his mechanical box. The following morning, Jia and Zhanwu meet with Prince King's men to sell the Imperial Seal. However, before a transaction can take place, Zhanwu betrays Jia, killing him and declaring his loyalty solely to the prince. Damn, this guy betraying everyone. Meanwhile, outside the outpost, the Sky Eagles storm the front with horses. The guards outside, using their inner stormtrooper, aim only for the people, because aiming for the horses is just animal cruelty. Judge of the Desert provides support from above with his rocket launcher crossbow, obliterating multiple towers. He then finishes off the remaining guards using his magical spinning boomerang sword of BF, which whirls around and slices their throats with precision. Yeah, that weapon needs a nerf. Back at the outpost, Qinglong reveals himself to Zhanwu, having been disguised as one of the guards. He informs everyone in the room that this is Jinwei matter and that anyone interferes will be executed. Zhanwu boasts that he is the strongest, and despite Qinglong always treating him like a brother, that he also executed his own sibling. Qinglong acknowledges this, expressing that he has lived in pain every day since his childhood, ever since he was forced to eliminate his own brother. He tells Zhanwu that after he eliminates him, he will join him in the afterlife. The guards charge at Qinglong, but the Judge of the Desert bursts in, engaging them so Qinglong can complete his final mission of righting the wrong. Zhang Wu hurls Jia's lifeless body at Qinglong and stabs through it, but Qinglong counters the attack. He strikes with determination, his speed increasing with each blow, ultimately breaking Zhang Wu's sword. In fear, Zhang Wu tosses the Imperial Seal and flees while Qinglong sprints to catch it. Meanwhile, Judge finishes off the last guard with his magical spitting boomerang sword of BS. Damn it, Blizzard! It needs a nerf! After the battle, Qinglong boards his carriage, only to discover that Hua has been captured by Toto, who then drives off with the carriage. Qinglong quickly grabs a nearby horse to give chase, as Toto warns him that he has 3 seconds to hand over the seal or Hua will be executed. As she counts to 2, Hua tells Toto that he won't give her up for no seal. To her surprise, Qinglong throws the seal away and takes control of the carriage to save her. Once again, Qinglong has lost the seal. For reals, Qinglong, you chose a girl over the Imperial Seal? You know how many papers you can stamp with that? The following morning, Prince King awaits Toto's return, ready to stamp the seal on the forged scroll that will enable him to mobilize his men and declare war on the city. Qinglong must retrieve the seal before it crosses the border to prevent an all-out war between cities. Teaming up with Hua and her father's Justice Service team, Qinglong hopes to find a quicker route to intercept Toto before she can reach Prince King. Qinglong managed to halt Toto and her troops by firing arrows at her, but she effortlessly deflects them. As Qinglong makes his escape, Toto pursues him, instructing Zhang Wu to deliver the seal while she takes care of Qinglong. Venturing further on, Zhang Wu reaches a path blocked by rock, and some of his men dismount to investigate, only to find Qinglong waiting there for them. They all jump off their horses and pursue him, leading them into a trap where Zhang Wu and his men end up firing on each other and getting crushed by falling rocks. Seizing the opportunity, Qinglong aims his sword at Zhang Wu, who urges to finish him off, saying he cannot turn back for what he has already done. Unable to bring himself to do it, Qinglong takes the seal and starts to walk away. However, Zhang Wu rushes to eliminate Qinglong as his back is turned. But no, he turns around and finally executes him for good. With that finished, Qinglong hurries to help Hua while the others secure the area. Back during a horse chase, Toto realizes she has been deceived and that Hua and Qinglong had switched places earlier. In a fit of anger, Toto leaps to finish Hua off, but a coin comes flying in. It's no one else but Judd coming to the rescue. He confronts Toto, who makes her escape on her horse. Judge employs his magical spinning boomerang sword of BS, but Toto evades it by flipping around and then steps on it to stop its momentum. Damn it, Blizzard, you actually nerfed it! Judge goes for his arrows from the thigh attack, but is too slow for Toto's finisher. Meanwhile, Hua is reunited with Qinglong, who hands her the seal for safekeeping, while he stays behind to fight Toto. In the dungeon, Qinglong prepares for Toto's arrival. As she enters, he swiftly draws his sword and begins swinging at her. Toto skillfully blocks his attacks and evades him. Qinglong attempts to land a finishing blow, but pays the price when a stone head strikes him in the body. He quickly hurls a statue at her in response, and as it approaches, he spins around to land a hit on her. Realizing he can't defeat her in direct combat, he decides to outsmart her instead. Toto retaliates by launching a statue back at him with her whip, but Qinglong counters by sending a beam behind her to take her down. Growing frustrated with his trick, she employs her technique. However, since Qinglong's sword has been heated in the fire, each strike causes her clothes to burn away. Despite this, Toto manages to stab him with his own sword, but he quickly returns the favor, striking her back. He aims for a final blow on Toto, but gets stabbed once more. This time, he grabs her and kicks a rock in a mechanical box to release Blade, intending to finish them both off. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. As the film concludes with Hua successfully delivering the seal to the general in the west, while Prince King takes his own life before his execution, thereby halting the rebellion. Let me know what you guys think about the movie in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.